welcome to a new episode of Cultural Magazine, a program about the various cultural events taking place in Egypt. So if you're interested in the cultural life in Egypt, stay with us and see what we have in store for you. The first gathering of Arab photographers is a real unique exhibition. It houses works for more than 173 photographers participating with around 243 photographs. It's a unique exhibition that offers the public an opportunity to know more about the photographic movement in the Arab world. Joining me right now is celebrity photographer Dr. Jalal Al-Misri. Dr. Jalal also is the general organizer of today's exhibition. Dr. Jalal, would you please tell us more about this exhibition, especially that this is the first of its kind?
Yeah, it's my honor that I participate to organize this very big exhibition in cooperation with Ministry of Culture, and I think it's very big. This is the first time we organize over 200 photo coming from 13 Arab country. So imagine the effort done to collect this number of photo and make this exhibition. We did this time, we did it open. There is no specific subject. We looking for the best photo for each photographer. So nearly most of the Egyptian photographer from around Egypt, it's amazing, from Suez, from Port Said, from Alexandria, around Cairo. So it's very, and everyone tried to offer his best photo. So this is reflected now. And also most of the Arabian country offered excellent photo. We got a visitor from Yemen and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Libya. They come by themselves to participate.
You're participating with an interesting photograph. I can see it's almost like a hunt or horseback riding, and they are holding. Are these rifles? Would you tell us more about these?
Yeah, I was in Morocco in October, and this is a special kind of races there. This is the first time I see it. I stay there for 1 week and collect a lot of photo about this kind of racing. So this is one of them, and there is another one on the second floor. I participate with two kind of shutter speed. This is very slow and the other one is normal.
Now I've noticed that you've turned and converted your photograph into black and white. Why did you do that?
Normally we change to black and white if we want to display the details or offer kind of modes. Kind of mode. This is to let the viewer concentrate with the photo itself, not with the color. So to concentrate with the details, because I think the details here is very good.
Now, around the competitors, there are these fumes, like the dust coming out from the horses. Is this original, or did you add?
For me, I did not do anything except some minor changes on the light and contrast. So by the end of the racing, the horses will be very powerful, so doing this kind of dust.
Joining me right now is celebrity professor of photography, Dr. Salma Kamel. Dr. Salma, first of all, how do you find today's exhibition, the quality of the photographs exhibited today?
Really, according to the technique and the creative scale, it's amazing. It's amazing. And when you have the Arabs gathered on a creative scale and how they talk together, how they analyze things, how they talk about techniques, how they talk about creativity, places, lighting, everything, it's amazing, really.
Now, how do you find the photography field or the artistic movement itself in Egypt right now? Do you feel it's booming?
Oh, it's booming. According to everyone now have a mobile. We, all of us, even children now, can take photos, and you everywhere you can find people take photos, even on the street, anywhere and everywhere. It's booming, and the sense of composition, the sense of the angle, how can you take photo. Everyone can talk about photography, and everyone wants to know about photography. It's really booming, it's blowing.
Doctor, you've also taught outside Egypt in several Arab countries. So how did you find the artistic movements in terms of photography there?
It's different from country to country. Some countries, according to the culture, they concentrate on the tourism area, how they can represent their country. Other countries, they like surrealism, they like portraits, they like abstract. So from society to society, the direction differentiate.
Also, I'd like to ask you, are you pro or against the idea of photoshopping?
No. Look, for the sake of meaning, we can make everything in art. Yes, you have to be, you have to feel the value of photography as a technique and a direct photography. You don't manipulate, you don't use Photoshop. You have to know this, and you have to learn and to teach this for people. But if you want to represent art, you can use everything to convey the meaning that you want.
Joining me right now is Mr. Wissam al-Sharqawi. He's a celebrity photographer as well as member of the Arab Photographers Association branch in Egypt. Welcome with us, Doctor. Well, would you please tell us first about the participation of the Union in today's exhibition?
We are lucky because Egypt today, they choose Egypt today, this year, the country who will be the first union meeting. So we are lucky because we have many 14 countries, Arab countries will exhibit in this exhibition, and of course Egypt one of them. And we have an exhibition, and we have some lectures and workshops during these meetings, and we hope the people enjoy it here in Egypt, because it must be Egypt, not any other country.
Would you tell me more about your photographs?
My photographs?
Yes, the photographs that you're exhibiting here?
I joined with two photographs. I'm architect, so my photos about the ancient part in ancient Egypt, yeah, because Egypt is of course have a history. So I choose this part in Islamic part in Egypt, and I have two architecture photos. As a photographer and architect, I play with shadows and light. So it depends on if I found some interesting shadows, so I go inside these shadows. But if in general it's some details in the architecture or some buildings, it depends on the composition. Photos is like your children, so it's difficult to choose one and prefer one than one. But for me, I found that it's nice to choose one for the stair with light, and it was very nice shadows, and another in the ancient in the very old house in Gamaliel Street, and full. It was funny. It's full of plastics bags, but it makes some lights. So it thought that it's snow or something like that. So I like these photos, so I choose it. Shadows and light, of course, like black and white. But most of the photos, the people like the colored. But for me, as a shadows and light, I prefer the black and white. And, yes, yeah.
The Cairo Opera House is rich in its cultural activities and the schedule is really rich. Now let's enjoy an opera night.
We're here at a painting and visual arts exhibition, the 38th round of it, where artists from Egypt, the Arab world, and foreigners as well are all here displaying their work. About 50 artists are here. They're displaying different kinds of work at clubs to display this art form and try to bring it back to the youth. Let's go take a look at the exhibition and what the artists have. us right now is Esmeralda Haddad, the exhibition organizer. She's going to tell us a bit about the work and a bit about the different exhibitions. Could you tell us why are we joining different artists, Egyptians, Arabs and foreigners as well in this exhibition?
It is a necessity to introduce art in society, especially in sports clubs where most of the society don't visit galleries, are reluctant to go to galleries. So I started this idea exactly 38 years ago, and it's continuous. Every year we organize this art salon, annual art salon. Around 50 artists participate, and I'm keen every year to have Egyptians, Arabs, and Europeans, foreigners, young ones, old ones. It's a very good, how do you say, mélange, mixture. Yes. It's a very good mixture, and everybody learned something from this mixture.
Why was the exhibition born, I suppose? It's been around for 38 years. What brought up the idea and why does it continue?
This is it. The idea was that most of the public are reluctant to go to art galleries. So I decided to get the art galleries where the public group, where they go usually, like clubs, you know. Everybody is here. You have children, you have old people, you have middle-aged people, you have all classes. And this was the fastest and the best way to spread culture, art culture.
So did you find it a successful experience for you in exhibiting in a club?
I think if it was not successful, it wouldn't have stayed for 38 years.
I'm very proud to being out here in this exhibition. The paintings look great, and I like the different schools out here, the surrealism, the cubism. They represent different art schools, and it's very attractive, very collaborative, very entertaining. I like the idea that the artist will actually ask you questions, and then they answer the questions. They want to see your impression, and they give you their impressions as well. You learn them, and you actually improve your skill of how to see pictures with the different dimensions, different views. We saw different pictures that represent different, actually, schools. Like we've seen the surrealism, we've seen the impressionism. We've seen the modern school, we've seen the old school, we've seen pictures from 1977, we've seen graphics, we've seen digital pictures. It was awesome. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I felt very proud of being part of it as a person, or actually watch and criticize and entertain himself, feed his cultural background from the painting's point of view. We definitely need to take care of our artists. I mean, after Saif Wanli and after Bikar, we haven't seen any more artists that would represent the Egyptian culture, will get in depth of our culture and our paintings and our art. So we actually need more of that. We need our country and the Ministry of Culture to actually commemorate these people and actually give them prizes and expose them to the public. We need more programs. We need more exhibitions. We need to understand that art is part of life, and in other countries art is life. Art is one of the major and important things that will link countries, cultures together. We need to find the bridge in order. We need to bridge that gulf between countries in order to understand that we don't live alone in our countries. We don't live alone in this world. We need to understand how other people think, regardless whether they are one of the top-notch countries, whether the third world countries. We need to understand that art is actually the core of knowing other people and definitely it's very important that we show that to the other world and to the different countries in the world. Different countries, they need to come out here to learn from us, to understand us, to get exposed to our beauty. And the same thing to us. We need to travel. We need to understand people. We need to communicate with them. We have the internet. We have Facebook. There's no excuse. The whole world has become a small village right now. I would like to thank Nile International TV for showing all these wonderful programs, and we need more of that. And please keep up the good work.
Since the invention of photography in the 1800s, photography has become a popular art. It started with portraits, then landscape, and now it extends to various fields and mediums. Even now we can use the digital media in it. Now let's enjoy together the following exhibition.
A number of photographers took themselves around a tour in the African continent, where they went to several African countries and took pictures of the wildlife and animals around the African continent to display the beauty of Africa. They entitled this exhibition Wildlife 2016. Let's go take a look at the pieces they took.
الموسم دهوت رحلتنا كانت لغابات ماساي مارا في كينيا جنوب كينيا بالضبط على حدود.
Our trip this time was to West Kenya on its border with Tanzania. We were monitoring the migration of Nile animal as well as zebras. This season is like Moulid in Egypt. People come from all over the world to witness the season in Kenya because it has many animals and action. People come from Europe, America, and Africa. Egypt always participates in such activities. As you can see the photos, you can feel the action inside it. And this is what distinguishes the wildlife photographer. He's always keen to take a photo that contains an action and has a story behind it. So when people see it, they can live the experience as if they were there. We transfer the nature to the beholder who cannot afford traveling to Africa.
احنا النهارده في مناسبة جميلة جدا بالنسبة للمصورين لأن احنا في معرض متخصص على مستوى عالي.
Today is an important day for photographers because we are in a high-level specialized gallery, and we all thank artist Magdi Ali for his efforts as he puts the wildlife photographers on the right track through organizing trips to Africa, and later he presents the outcome of the trip and the best photos taken during the trip. This type of photography is great as it shows us different aspects of life in the wildlife, and we got to know more about wildlife and animals. High technology is used during wildlife photography. This exhibition is important because it introduced many new experiences to the Egyptian photographers.
This is my first time to go to Kenya and take real photos for the wildlife. It was a great adventure to go with African wilderness, to take these photos and see the animals in real life. We have many photos here from all the photographers, and it was a great competition between us because we were taking the same photos for the same subjects. So you can see the profession for each photographer in his own photo. We have many photos here in color and many photos in black and white. Our target in this adventure was taking the shots for the animals crossing the river from Kenya to Serengeti in Tanzania. And this road trip was taking around 5 hours every day. Egypt have amazing wildlife. Not about the leopard or lions, birds. Because I'm interested in taking photos for birds. You have القناطر. If you stay there long life, you will take a lot of different photos. Nobody else all over the world can take photos same like this one. Okay, you have Sharm, Saint Catherine.
We have seen together a variety of activities taking place here in Egypt, and that brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Until we meet again, it's goodbye.